Today we're talking about lesson 2-4. You need to read pages 97 through 99. The lesson is solve equations. The lesson is solve equations with variables on both sides. Before you can solve any equation, you must simplify the equation by combining like terms, which means you have to get all the variables together in the same place. If you look on page 99, there's a blue box. You should copy that. It'll tell you some of the things you need to check. You may have to do distributive property first, so if you see any parentheses, get rid of those by doing whatever distributive property you have. In this problem, I have 3w plus 2 equals 7w. Always move the smaller variable by doing the opposite. If you do that, it will keep the sign of your coefficient positive, so you have one less thing to remember. One of the most common mistakes people make is forgetting to take that negative sign with them when they start to solve an equation. So, to move 3w, I got to cancel it out on this side. The way I do that is with the opposite. You want to move something to the other side, you do the opposite. So minus 3w cancels out 3w. Got to do the same thing on the other side of the equal sign, so minus 3w over here. That cancels out, that leaves 2 on the left side. 7w minus 3w is 4w. Now it's a one-step equation I solve by dividing by 4. Well, 2 over 4 equals 1/2, so w equals 1/2. This next equation, I have 5a plus 2w, or plus 2 equals 6 minus 7a. Minus 7a is smaller than 5a. So if I move that, that becomes plus 7a, because plus 7a cancels out minus 7a. 5a plus 7a is 12a. I still have the plus 2, and I still have the 6. Now it's a two-step equation, so we solve it. When it's two-step, we usually add or subtract first. So minus 2 from both sides, I get 12a equals 4. And then I divide both sides by 12. 4 over 12 reduces to 1 over 3. Now here, if you have fractions or if you're dividing by a number, you can get rid of all of the fractions by multiplying everything, every single term. This one has 4. Here's a term, here's a term, here's a term, here's a term. A term is everything separated by a plus sign, an equal sign, or a subtraction sign. If you multiply everything by the common denominator, the fractions go away. I have 2 and I have 4. 2 goes into 4, so 4 is my common denominator. Common denominator equals 4. So I multiply x plus 2 by 4. 4 and 2 reduce, I get 2x. I multiply 1 by 4, I get 4. I multiply 1/4 x by 4. 1/4 and 4 are multiplicative inverses. They equal 1, so 1x. And minus 4 times 6 is minus 24. Now, you got to remember, if you don't see a coefficient of a variable, it equals 1. So I'm subtracting 1x from both sides. 2x minus 1x is not 2, the x's. It's like $2 minus $1. It's $1. So 2x minus x is 1x. I still have the 4. Notice, on the right side, I still have minus 24. That minus sign didn't go anywhere. So I got a one-step equation, x plus 4 equals minus 24. I subtract 4 from both sides. Minus 24 minus 4 is minus 28. Now this next problem, we got to do some distribution before we can solve it. I've got parentheses. I got 8x minus 10 equals 3 times the quantity 6 minus 2x. I multiply, I get rid of my parentheses by taking this 3 and distributing it to both of those. I still have 8x, I still have minus 10, I still have the equals. 3 times 6 is 18, and 3 times minus 2x is minus 6x. Minus 6x is smaller than 8x, so I move the minus 6x by doing the opposite, which is plus 6x. 8x plus 6x is 14x. Minus 10 is still there. Still have 18, the minus 6x plus 6x canceled out. Have a two-step equation, 14x minus 10 equals 18. Get rid of minus 10 by adding 10 to both sides. I get 14x equals 28. I got to divide by 14 since 14 times x. So I'm dividing by 14. 28 divided by 14 is 2. Sometimes you got to distribute on both sides. You may have more than one set of parentheses. I have to go 7 times n and 7 times minus 1. I get 7n minus 7. On the right side, I got minus 2 times 3 is minus 6, and minus 2 times 2n is minus 2n. Minus 2n is smaller than 7n, so I add 2n to cancel out minus 2n. 7n plus 2n is 9n. I still have the minus 7, I still have the minus 6. Add 7 to both sides, I get 9n equals 1. Divide both sides by 9, I get n equals 1 over 9. Can't simplify that one. Sometimes when you're working these problems that have variables on both sides, the variables go away. They'll cancel out completely. Then you have one of two special cases. Either you have no solution if what is left is false, or you have all real numbers as a solution if what is left is true. No solution means that there is not a number you can pick that can go into the equation that will make it true. There isn't one. All real numbers is kind of the opposite. Any number that you pick will make that equation true. So on this problem, I have 7x plus 5, parentheses.
For this interaction, if you drive a black four-door Honda.
All right, we have 7x plus 5 times the quantity x minus 1 equals minus 5 plus 12x. Got to distribute first. 5 times x is 5x. 5 times minus 1 is minus 5. So I get 7x plus 5x minus 5 equals minus 5 plus 12x. Before you move an x, you want to combine the ones that are on the same side. So 7x plus 5x is 12x. So I still have the minus 5 equals minus 5 plus 12x. Now move 12x. It doesn't matter which one because they're the same, and what's going to happen is you're going to put minus 12x on both sides. 12x minus 12x goes away. 12x minus 12x goes away. What I'm left with is minus 5 equals minus 5. That is a true statement. So the answer is all real numbers. A shorthand way to write all real numbers is this capital R with a double vertical bar. That stands for all real numbers. This other problem, I have 6 times the quantity y minus 5 equals 2 times the quantity 10 plus 3y. First things first, distribute. 6 times y is 6y. 6 times minus 5 is minus 30. 2 times 10 is 20. 2 times 3y is 6y. Doesn't matter which 6y I move, they're both the same. I'm going to cancel them out by doing minus 6y. So 6y on this side, 6y on this side, they both go away. I have minus 30 equals 20. That is false. So the answer is there is no solution. A shorthand way to write that is a circle with a diagonal slash through it. Your homework is page 100, 1 through 25, all.